Hey everyone. I figured it'd be good to let's talk about the latest shitstorm that happened with my video today. I finished my run. I was supposed to go take a shower, but I thought let's chat. Let's chat about this. Let's have a talk because I think some of you are confused, and I'm a little confused as well. Hey, what's up? What's up? Aesthetic Films. Lol, where's your shirt? I'm not totally nude. I just don't have a shirt on. That's not nude. That's just shirtless. There you go. No shirt, thumbs down. I'm so shirtless. Right? We're just having a shirtless party. Fuck. All right. So anyway, yeah. I love it. Tom beat. Video starts at 1:45. So I think some people think that I'm seriously upset and butthurt about the whole thing. Let's chat about my abs. I agree. Like we need to get the abs. Thank you, Adrian. Yeah, the shitstorm. So if you guys don't know, for people that are wondering about the shitstorm, I shouldn't make the shitstorm bigger by talking about the shitstorm, but I have a video called "Video Begins At" that came out today, and some people were really upset about that, uh, and they really reacted negatively to it, and so it's kind of funny because I like watched the video a couple times just to make sure I wasn't off base, and it was, I mean, it was pretty legit. What I basically said is don't leave a comment below on the channel that says video starts at, and I even explained why. I said because it does hurt the monetization, and new people come to the channel, and the ads actually help the channel. So I thought about removing ads completely from the channel because I don't know, it doesn't really generate that much revenue, but I don't know, like an extra $1,700 helps to pay some salaries and stuff, and get equipment bought. So I don't know. For now, I'm leaving it. So, but yeah. So anyway, that just skip to the part where he takes his shirt off. Thanks. But yeah. So anyway, people went ape shit about this shit. It was crazy, and you look at the video and you can see there's so many downvotes. And it's kind of funny. I'm just shocked that people get so upset about me saying not to skip my shit. And I'll give you guys, for those of you that are here that care, I'll give you a bit of an explanation of what what I think about it. I think it's pretty disrespectful that when someone creates some content, right, and they have ads or they have something like that. Not again, this is not the point. So in fact, I get more pissed off when people put starts at 3:05 because I know that's past the ads. That's where I'm introducing something and I'm talking about something, and so it's yeah, skip the, I'll just tell you, fuck this guy and what he wanted you to hear. I'll tell you what you need to hear. So you just skip over to this part, and this is the rest of the stuff he says is bullshit. You see what I'm saying? That's what really gets. So don't leave a comment on my channel that says to skip part of my content and gives people a link to do that. That's just a dick move, right? That's all. So anyway, that's all I'm gonna say about that. I don't want to ruin the night because we're doing live stream with shirts off, right? So you got to get your shirts off. So let's answer some questions. So. Someone wants one 6-pack, please. I don't. It's not. I got fat. I got fat when I went to Italy. Okay, so I'm still fat. So not quite 6-pack. Four for now. So let's see. How much weight would you put on intelligence when it comes to succeeding? Oh, this is a good one. I guess I might as well answer some questions for you guys here, since you guys everyone's being so polite and nice in the chat. I guess I got all the fucking assholes out with that video. Everyone who is a dick unsubscribe because they're like, oh, you can't tell me not to leave a comment. So that's cool. So it's this is pleasant that I don't have to seriously monitor the chat. All right, so let's see here. All right. So someone wanted to know how much intelligence was in how much part it plays in success. How much I think it actually hurts you. Okay. And I'll tell you this, and I'll give you a good reason why I think intelligence actually hurts you. Oh, there's one person saying nigger faggot, so I have to hide his comment and ban him. Ah, so annoying. But let me just ban this guy real quick. See, this is. Just block him. All right. I really need my moderators going on here, unfortunately. So, okay. So as far as why I'm going to say this. So why does intelligence hurt you in success? Well, the biggest evidence that I have is that Mensa. Okay. Now I'm a Mensa member. I took the little test. I'm a little skeptical of the whole thing, whether, you know, about the test and everything, but let's assume that it's legitimate. Most of the Mensa people, right? When I barely went to any Mensa meetings because I was just because there was a lot of people that really thought they were so smart and took so much pride in their intelligence, being intelligent, more intelligent than everyone else, but they didn't do shit. They played Scrabble, right? And they played fucking chess, and they, not that I love chess, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't actually go and do anything with the intelligence, right? Which was so dumb. So again, what I'm saying here is that a lot of times, if you think you're smart, right? And this is not just intelligence, right? Anytime that you have something that is a natural characteristic that you didn't have to work for, right? Okay, so if you guys saw pictures of me like way back when, I was like a unathletic, fat, chubby kid. Like, I do not have the genetics to have a good physique. I really don't. I know that you're laughing and you're like, bullshit, John. But honestly, like, the reason why I have such a good physique is because naturally I'm lazy, or I have been lazy, naturally unathletic, naturally none of those things. Okay. Same thing goes with intelligence. I honestly, like, I think that a lot of people that have like these raw natural talents, they don't actually work for them. They just assume them, right? Again, a good book on this is called Mindset by Carol Dweck, I believe. And it talks about this. It doesn't talk about the disadvantage of it, but another book does, which is called, oh man, I'm forgetting the name of it now. I have a review on my channel, but if you think about it, right, if you work for something, you're going to develop better. So I think intelligence actually, it has more chance of hurting your success only because of that. Now, granted, being more intelligent gives you a higher potential, right, for success, obviously to some degree. But here's the other piece of this too, right? Success is going to require, what is my IQ? I think it's 147. So what success is going to require, right, is other people. It's going to require delegation, okay? And so it doesn't matter how smart you are by yourself, right, and how much work you can do and how much you can accomplish by yourself. The real success, the real things that you're going to achieve in life that are of any great importance are going to require a lot of other people in delegation. So it's not going to matter what your individual attributes are, right? Think of it as, have you ever played, like, you know, Final Fantasy Tactics, or one of those games where, you know, an RPG where you have like a whole team of people, right? If you played the old school RPGs where it was just like one character or two characters, right, the attributes of the individual character mattered a lot. But when you play like Final Fantasy, I can only think of that one, or Sudoku or whatever. Anyway, when you play one of those, what do they call them, strategy RPGs or something like that, those ones, or actually I've got one here. I didn't actually play this, but okay, right? This is one of those type of games. Okay, the whole team matters a lot more. So anyway, that's a pretty long-winded explanation for that. So, okay, what do we got here? What tips would you share which make you a great learner? Okay, this one, I shouldn't really, like, people that like yell the same thing in caps shouldn't get attention, but I'm going to answer this one. So what tips make you a great learner? So here's the biggest thing. This is the biggest thing, right? Because I've been encountering this a lot with a lot of people have been asking me this question lately, right? And here's the answer. So the biggest thing that's going to make you a good learner is going to be that you actually take action before you know what the fuck you're doing, right? So think about this, right? But then you go back and you research, right? So most of the people that have trouble with learning, what they do is they just crack books, okay? They just try, what they want to do is they want to have all of their footing in front of them secure before they actually walk, right? So they want the whole bridge built and they want it paved over. They want the road paved before they go down it. And the problem with that is first of all, you don't know what kind of road you're going to need to build until you go down that path, right? And so the thing is, like, what you really got to do if you really want to become a good learner, right? The biggest tip I can give you, and there's a lot of different things, aspects to this, but this is just one element of it, which is that you need to go out there and you need to fail. You need to go out there and take a risk. You need to not know what the fuck you're doing, but try it anyway, right? So for you developers that are trying to become a software developer, go build an app. Seriously, like the very first thing you should do before you do anything in software development is start building an app, right? Just have and don't come up with a new idea. Take some existing app, some Pac-Man game, make a Pac-Man clone, whatever it is, whatever floats your boat. You like something, that a nice simple app, and just try and duplicate it. Okay, and when you go through that process, it's going to be so hard. It's going to be so painful. You're going to be like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing at all, right? But you're going to look and you're going to find some code and you're going to copy some code here and you're going to say, if I could just get a button to work on the screen, and you're going to struggle through and you're going to struggle through and you're going to say, this is a slow way to learn. This is a slow way to learn. Right. But then what's going to happen is then you're going to say, hey, you know what? If I go and I get this book now, this Android development book or whatever it is, and you start reading through it, you start looking through the tutorial, right? You're going to be like, aha, you're going to get it. And all of a sudden it's all going to click and it's going to make sense. It's going to click so much faster for you because you had a question first, because you struggled first, and then you found the solution. And you know this is intrinsic, something that you intrinsically know, right? Because you've done this in life, right? How many times in life have you struggled with a problem, right? And then you got the solution, right? Or like, you know, a magician, right? How about this? Have you ever seen a magic trick and you're like, how the fuck did he do that, right? But then the magician, if he's a crappy magician, I suppose, shows you the trick, and you never forget that. You remember exactly how that was done, right? Because it was something that you were curious about, that you had been frustrated or explored before, right? So that's the key. That's the thing that you got to remember if you want to learn. And most people won't do that. Most people don't want to struggle first. They don't want to go through it's uncomfortable. Anytime you're going to grow, it's going to be uncomfortable. Let's see. Someone wants to know, am I currently investing in the stock market? Nope, absolutely not. And the biggest reason why is because that I don't think it's the most solid investment, and it takes a lot of time, right? All of my investments are really in real estate at this moment. Okay, if I do some other investment, it'll probably be angel investing, because I think that that's something I'm interested in. But real estate is the best investment right now. So, seriously, like if you and I'm not saying this just to sell my shit, but if you are serious, like go spend $500 on my real estate program and go through it, and like that'll be worth it just to get the education on it. Like it's totally like, I mean, I'm not saying this from like a bullshit perspective. I'm saying this from someone who's making $12K a month passive income for the rest of their life, right? And so anyone can do that. You can do that too. So hey, thanks, Ricky. Appreciate that, man. Let's see. John, you see the... Oh, yeah, I saw Bitcoin. You know, I do, like... Who can't help but kick themselves? But you know what? I mean, okay, obviously I knew about Bitcoin way back in the day, right? When it first came out, right? I mean, I could have, right? But any opportunity you could have, right? I mean, it's just because it's so visible to us. It could have gone the other way, right? I mean, it's speculation, right? And I'll tell you guys this, you got to remember this, remember this seriously. Investing versus speculation. Okay, now speculators do get rich sometimes. It's true. Okay, I'll let Dog Go Media. I will actually let your comment. He supports racist pseudoscience, like the anti-diversity guy he interviewed. All right, sure, bro. All right. So anyway, investing versus speculation, right? Speculation can get you rich. A lot of people get rich speculating, but it can also go south on you, right? You can't bank on that. Anytime, and here's the difference. Anytime that you're depending on an event to happen in the future, that's speculation, okay? When you go to the casino and you bet on the blackjack table, or you bet on the roulette table, that's speculation, okay? You're depending on an event happening, something changing or occurring or going your way in the future. Investing doesn't require a future event. Investing is when you see something when you put your money into something that is currently going to get you a return on it. That's an investment, okay? Anything else is speculation. Investing is not very luxurious. But you know what? If I see a property, if there's a duplex, okay, and it's $200,000, and I know that I can put my money down, I can put $40,000 down on that, okay, 20% down, and I know that I'm going to get a certain amount of rents that are going to cover that mortgage, right, that 30-year fixed mortgage, and I'm going to get some positive cash flow back, and I've done all my numbers and done all those calculations. That's an investment. Now, if it goes up in value, which it probably will over time, that's fine. That's a bonus, but I'm not counting on it going up in value. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not counting on it. It doesn't have to happen in order for it to be a good deal. But every single thing, right? So Bitcoin, let's take Bitcoin, okay? Some of you might say, well, Bitcoin would have been a good investment. No, it would have been a good speculation. That would have been a really good bet, right? Just like betting on the roulette table, it happened to hit, right? But it's not an investment. At what point was Bitcoin an investment? It doesn't make sense as an investment because you're not getting anything back from that. You're not getting any cash. There's no like expected return from that. You're only hoping that it will go up, and it did go up, and so now everyone's kicking their ass. So I guess what I'll tell you is this, okay? For all of you that you're kicking your own ass, that you're like, man, I wish I would have invested in Bitcoin. I should listen to people. No. It could have gone the other way. And it still may go the other way. So, it's really important like that you understand this. Because if you do make speculative moves and you're successful, you're going to set yourself up for failure. There's actually a really good book on this, okay? In fact, I remember the title. It's called What I Learned Losing $1 Million. Okay, really, really good book. I've got the audio version of this book. You should really think about the book. So I'm going to answer this real estate question in a second here on when it crashes worse than 2008, because that's a good question. Exactly what I'm talking about here. So, but yeah, read that book. That's a really good book. It's about this guy that made a whole bunch of money speculating, and he didn't know shit. He didn't know what he was doing, and then he lost it all. And so it would have been better if he never gained it. But he gained perspective after that. But so sometimes when you win, when you speculate, it sets you up for a false, I'm not going to say survivorship bias because I hate that word. But it sets you up for false expectations of your own intelligence because you're getting the result of luck. Okay, so someone asks this, right? Which I think this is worth addressing. What if the real estate market crashes worse than 2008? Okay, so this is the difference between speculation and investment. The real estate market crashed. You guys are funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, the real estate market crashed in 2008, right? And at that time, I'll tell you what happened in 2008, right before it crashed, or maybe it was 2007. I bought a fourplex for $425,000. Okay. The next year, do you want to know what the appraised value of that fourplex was? And I know what it was because there were identical units selling. And take a guess. You guys take a guess. What do you think that I bought it at $425 in 2007 or maybe like early 2008, and then what do you think it was the very next year later? I'll wait. There's like a little bit of a lag here, so I'm waiting for go ahead. Drop your guesses in the comments. Okay. Someone says, C Scooper says 274K. That's pretty close. I'm a web developer and I make six figures. That's it. 1 million? Nope, not 1 million. 150, not 150. 1,900,000. No, it went down. The market crashed, guys. Okay, so 234 is about Damon Elliott Redding. I think you're probably the closest. It was about 225. Okay, maybe a little bit higher, maybe 230. So okay. Now, I still own that property, and it's paid off. And guess how much it's worth now? $450,000. Now, did I lose my shit? No, I didn't lose my shit. You know why I didn't lose my shit? Because here's what happened. Okay, if you learn anything from what I'm talking about tonight, this is the most important thing. Okay, this will save you more money in your life than anything. Okay, this is the most important thing, and this is about investment. Okay, so when I bought the property at $425. The reason why I bought the property was because I checked out the financials. There was a certain amount of rent that was being generated on the property versus the mortgage. I got a 30-year fixed loan on it, okay, and all the other fees, and it came out to be cash flow positive or basically breaking even, okay, which is a good investment. There's a lot of reasons why breaking even is a good investment, but it was a solid investment. Let's say that at $425. So guess what happens when it drops in half almost in the next year. I literally don't give a fuck because it doesn't matter, because how's it affected me, right? The book value, right? On the surface, someone said it's now worth half the price, but am I still getting the same rents? Is my mortgage still the same? Actually, no. You know why? Because my rent went up. Because when the housing market tanked, rents went up. So I actually made more money. So in 2008, when the housing market crashed and everyone was like, oh, fuck, we're fucked, right? And all these people around me were losing their asses because they were speculating, I was making more money. Not only that, guess what happened in 2 years after that, or about 1 year after that? All of a sudden, the interest rates dropped because of all this shit. And guess what? I got to refinance the property. How good is that? The price drop. I don't even care that the price that the property is worth. Tell me it's worth $1. I don't give a fuck. Why do I care, right? Because I have the rent coming in, okay? I've got the rent coming in and it's higher. And now I just refinanced the thing and I dropped 2 percentage points down on my mortgage payment. So my mortgage payment just went down, okay? You see what I'm saying? This is the difference between investing and speculating. This is why it's so important. So to answer your question, if real estate crashes harder than it did in 2008, man, I'll be happy because I got a lot of cash right now. And you know what I'll be doing? I'll be buying up all that shit. I'll be buying it up and I'll be jacking the rents up. And I'll be making a lot of money, right? But if you're speculating right now, if you're buying shit and you're like, oh, I hope it goes up, like Bitcoin, and it crashes, you're fucked. You're basically fucked. What are you going to do? You got nothing. You could lose it all like that, right? So that's why investing. Does that make sense? You guys give me like thumbs up or whatever if you like that. If that makes sense. If that you understand the difference between. That was a good explanation between investing and speculating. Does that make sense? That will help you in your life. So let's see here. A little bit of a delay. I hate the delay here. My girlfriend asked, why am I watching a naked dude? Yeah. All right. So, give us if you have money, bro. You can't handle, if you can't make money, you won't be able to keep money. I'll tell you that. It's true. So, let's see. Okay, I live in Boston. It's impossible to find. I didn't know this was going to begin the real estate channel here, but I live in Boston. It's impossible to find real estate deals here. Right. You're not going to find good investments. You're only going to find speculation in Boston. So guess what? Go buy some property in Texas. Go buy some property in Kansas City. Okay, go buy some property somewhere in the Midwest where you're going to be able to get a good rent to price ratio where you're going to have good investments. There's not good investments in every market. Just like there's like not every stock is a good investment, right? Some stocks pay dividends, some don't. Some are fake monetary systems that just it's not even anything, right? It's just digital IOUs, right? Most of money is like that now. But you see what I'm saying? You get it, right? Like so, don't worry about like I'm not investing. I'm in California. Fuck no, I'm not going to invest in California. That's stupid. Why would I invest in California? It doesn't make any sense, right? But I'm going to invest in Kansas City all day long. All right, and I think Grant Cardone will probably tell you the same exact thing. I'm thinking about investing with him. He's got a good offer. How many loans can an investor get for real estate? Okay, it depends. Now, so the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac guidelines say that 10 is the max, but there's other ways to do this, right? And they're a little bit more stricter on this. What's my latest video shitstorm? You missed the beginning. Grant Cardone is the boss. That guy is awesome. So it depends, right? You can also, that's for residential loans, right? So you can actually get commercial loans and you can get loans that cover a large amount of properties, right? But if you're just buying residential property, generally it's 10 and there's some strict requirements they've put on top of it now. It used to be a little bit more lenient, but more stricter, fine, more stricter. But yeah, so I wouldn't worry about that though, right? You just like get the properties first. Unless you're maxed out, then you can refinance, you can do 1031 exchange and move up to bigger properties. There's a lot of ways to handle the timber property restriction, right? Okay. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay, I'm glad to see that Google sucks says he already has his shirt off here in Thailand. See, this is good. We're having a shirt off party. Ty Lopez was talking shit. We'll show that comment. That's okay. Got an interview for a web dev job tomorrow. Thank you for all your videos, John. Thank you, Jerissimo. Good luck, man. Kill it. When you go in for that interview, remember also that people hire people they like. That's the primary. Like if there's someone who comes into an interview and they're super qualified, but we don't like them, right? This is human bias. We'll find every reason why they're not technically qualified for that job or they won't work out. But if there's someone who isn't qualified for the job or is less qualified, let's say less qualified, and we like them, we're gonna find every reason to hire them for the job. This is human bias. This is you gotta understand this. So remember, your job is really to make the interviewer like you. That's really it. And there's certain different ways of doing that, of course. Thank you, Krones. Appreciate that, man. All right, how many units in a complex you recommend to get? Cardone recommends 16. What's your opinion? Okay, so Cardone, you know, Uncle GC is a big baller. I'm not a big baller. So if I were, I'd probably recommend 16, but I recommend 4, and I'll tell you why. Okay, because I don't have the bankroll that Uncle G has. Okay, I don't have that bankroll. I'm not spending millions on property. I think if you are, 16 probably makes sense. But for someone who maybe is putting down a down payment of 20 or 40 or maybe 60, max $100,000. A 4-unit is going to be the most economical. You're usually going to get the best value, right? And you can get a residential loan instead of a commercial loan. If you go above 4 units, you have to get a commercial loan. And commercial loans have less favorable terms in general, right? Usually, you're not going to find a 30-year fix. What you're going to find is at the best, like a 25, usually a 20-year amortization, which means your payments are going to be higher, so it's going to be harder to cash flow. And on top of that, it's going to be a balloon payment, which means that it's like due in 5 or due in 10. So you're going to have to refinance after that time. So I'd rather just have a 30-year fix, especially for most of you, right? And that's it's starting out, right? You get up to Uncle G's level, sure, 16. That's probably where I should be going now. I'm talking to him about doing some deals because he's got an investment fund. In fact, I'm gonna get him on the channel, hopefully, and he can talk about that. Let's see. Okay, what was your salary at the time you got a loan for $425,000 duplex in 2007? Seems like a pretty high loan. Not really, because my expenses were really low. So the place I actually moved into that one of those units on that property, and I think my salary wasn't. I was working at HP. I was making $60,000 or $70,000 a year. I took a big pay cut to become an HP employee. Oh, stupid, stupid to become an employee just so I could wear a blue badge. Stupid, but yeah, it wasn't that much. It was just that I didn't have any debts. I didn't have a lot of expenses. Okay. Let's see here. What do we got? Oh, off topic. Nothing's off topic, man. All right. Would you recommend someone to work on cardio and lose body fat and then start lifting, or should I combine both? Man, this is the question. This is the question I get all the time. I coach a lot of guys, and we go between this, right? And I have this discussion all the time here. So here's the thing, okay? If you're fat, lose weight first, okay? And I'll tell you why. Let's start there. Okay, so if you're fat, lose weight first. Why? Because if you gain a bunch of muscle, if you start lifting, right? First of all, it's not going to improve your physique a lot, right? You're just going to look like a fat bear. Okay, and then the second thing is that all that precious muscle that you're building is when you lose the fat, because you have such a high body fat percentage, over, like, let's say over 25 or 30%, you're going to lose so much of that muscle. It's going to be so hard to not lose the muscle, right? And you're going to get like saggy skin too, right? You're going to get stretch marks and stuff. So if you're fat, lose the fat first, right? Let's get you down. And probably, right, if you're fat, you probably also have a lot of muscle, because it takes a lot of muscle mass to move that fat around, right? You see, okay, you want to know how to get the best calves, right? You want to see people with the best calves? They were once really fat. It's true, right? I've seen, fat lady, 300 pounds. I'm like, damn, I wish I had your fucking calves, right? So it's true, right? So, okay, so you get trimmed down first, and then you see where you're at, and you might be just good, like you know what I mean? Like you start lifting some weights, right? What I like to see is that I like to see your abs come in first. Like I like to see a little bit of abs, maybe on 12% body fat, maybe around 10 if you can hanging, and then we start gaining your muscle, and you look good. right? And then if you need to cut after that, you're not going to lose all that muscle. It's not so hard to cut because you're not so fat. You see what I'm saying? So that makes a lot more sense. Now, if you're skinny, okay, it's different. I'm trying to remember. The question was, oh, okay, lose body fat. Okay, so if you're not fat, if you're just kind of like maybe like, let's say 15 or 16% body fat, that's not really fat, but you don't have muscle, you're kind of like on the skinnier side, so you're like, well, should I get cut first and then should I like gain muscle? My answer there is kind of the opposite, right? So if you're already kind of a decent body fat, then let's not go and like, because if you get shredded at like, you know, when you don't have any muscle, you're going to look Ethiopian. No offense to any Ethiopians here, but you're going to look like you're a starving Ethiopian. Let me put it that way, okay? Right? You're going to look like that's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. So if you're like at 15%, 16%, then let's gain you 20 pounds. Let's lift heavy weights. Let's eat whatever the fuck you want. Let's put a threshold so you don't get super fat. Like, let's say if you get around, you know, 18% or 19% or, you know, maybe even 20%, then we're done. But let's try to gain you as much muscle as possible, right? Especially if you have a hard time gaining muscle, and then we'll cut you down, and it'll be an easier cut because you naturally have a higher metabolism. You naturally have a lower, man, I move my hands a lot, but you naturally, right? You see what I'm saying? So it really depends on where you're at. So I tend to customize it depending on where someone's starting. And if someone's super skinny, then I'm like, okay, this is what your diet is. It's like jars of peanut butter. It's like you're pouring butter on everything, oil on everything, right? Just eat fucking whipped cream, not whipped cream, cake icing from the can, right? You know what I mean? Just gain fucking weight. Just lift weights and eat, right? It doesn't matter. Don't even eat clean, right? If you're one of those people that just is super skinny and can't gain weight, let's just lift heavy weights and just eat like whatever the fuck you want. So, all right, that's it on my fitness. Let's see here. Oh, someone says reading the book Cracking the Coding Interview works. Do you recommend it? Yeah, I do. You know what? I can't even get a hold of Gail who wrote that book. I recommend her book all the time, right? And she beats out my books, but I don't care because it's good. It really is a good book, right? You know, it's not perfect, but it's a good book. And so even though she's beating out my books and I'm competing with her, fuck it. She wrote a good book and she picked a good niche, and yeah, read the book. It will help you a lot. So. Let's see. Every year of miseducation, your IQ drops 2 points. I'm not sure about that, but what's the best book I ever read? Let's see. What's the best book I ever read? There's a few of them. Most of them, by the way, are like over here on my here in my garage. Right. Most of them. I try to get hard copies of these books, so I'll pull out a few of them for you guys. All right, I'm not even going to plug my own book, but obviously I've got well, I am plugging it. I'm not going to show it here, but I have Soft Skills, Software Developers Life Manual, the Complete Software Developers Career Guide, and you guys should definitely buy those books. Okay, so all right, I like Ty. I actually saw him in person a couple times, but yeah, the lats, you know, lats, fucking weighted pull-ups. That's it. That's like the king of exercises, weighted pull-ups. So that's it. And if you want the best physique possible, lats, right? Weighted pull-ups is going to give you you want to look like Superman, right? You don't want to look like I don't know, like a bodybuilder. You want to look like Superman. That's better, right? Okay, so let's go through some of these here for you computer science guys, for programmers. Godel Escher Bach, Eternal Golden Braid. This is just an awesome read. It's just a fun read. Okay. It's really it's really engaging. Okay, really good. So I wish I could read this again for the first time. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Okay, this is one of the quintessential books. And so this changed my life. This changed the way that I used to think that negative reinforcement was the way to go until I read this book and I realized the only reinforcement is positive reinforcement. There's no negative reinforcement, doesn't do anything. Okay. As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Okay, really good, concise wisdom. Really good, concise wisdom. Really hard to find wisdom in this compact of a form. Okay, it's just it's a philosophy. It's the mindset for life. All right, let's see, what do we got here? Obstacles Away, Ryan Holiday. My favorite book he's written. Notice this one is, oh wait, signed by Ryan Holiday. If I can find, I think he signed this somewhere. There we go. Signed copy. Okay. Really good book. I probably read this book 3 times. This is one of the books that really introduced me to Stoic philosophy. And so after this, I started reading Seneca. I read Marcus Aurelius, wasn't as impressed, but Seneca's letters to Lucius is highly, highly recommend. You can find it for free on the internet as well. This one I kind of liked, but it got a little bit, I don't know. But it has good life advice. I mean, Mark Manson is the man. His other book, he has another book called Models, or I think that's what it's called. It's really good as well. He's a brilliant guy. Like, you know, his writing style started to wear on me in a book this long. You know, just being honest with you, even though I respect and like the guy a lot, he's awesome. In a blog post, his writing style was great, but in the book, it was just a little too much in your face. Let's see. Okay, and then, of course, you guys have already been talking about this, Millionaire Fastlane, and I've got my signed copy here. Okay, so MJ DeMarco was actually on the channel. You can check and check it out. He's an awesome guy. I love his advice. This is a life-changing book, Millionaire Fastlane, for so many people. You should definitely get that book. So, all right. Okay, would you encourage students to read books or instead focus on school books, programming related? I feel like I could be dedicating time to learning instead of reading other things. This is a really good, Mastery is a good book as well. So I don't really do anything for draft. I'm getting so distracted. I've read Man's Search for Meaning. Okay, let's see. Okay, so yeah, so I would recommend, okay, here's the thing, and I think I talked about this in a video before, but essentially what you want to do is you want to dedicate a certain percentage of your life to the things that you need for the short term, right? And then a larger percentage, you always want to be thinking long-term thinking. That's the best, okay? So if you think about it, what books, so if you read a technical book, and I read a lot of technical books in my career, but if you read a technical book, it gives you a certain set of skills that are applicable only in a certain specific situation, okay? So it's good, it can improve you, and you should learn stuff, and you should be smart in your field and be able to do your job and be the best at it that you can, but it has a very limited value. So the time that you invest in that, okay? The time that you invest in that it doesn't pay you exponential dividends. But if you read the book like The Millionaire Fastlane, okay, and then you start a business and it changes your mindset, right, and you make passive income from that business for years and years and years, right, and changes your life, that makes a large impact. So you have to do both, right, but you always want to weigh things towards the future, right? Anytime that if you tell me, right, John, I'll give you $5 today, right, for whatever you do. You know, I don't know what to do for $5, but or you say I'll give you nothing today, or like a penny today, or let's say I'll give you a penny for the rest of your life. I'd rather get a penny for the rest of my life. You see what I'm saying, right? So always make those kind of choices in life, right? And I'm using low numbers so that you can understand. But it's not just money, right? It's everything. It's education. It's everything that you can do if you can get the smaller payday now, right? It's deferred gratification, right? Is this ringing any bells here? So it's all one principle. Let's see. Someone says nigga can't even program. I don't know. I did a lot of Pluralsight videos programming. So oh, the one book everyone should read in life, in my opinion, is Mindset by Carol Dweck. Yes, I mentioned that actually earlier. It's really good. Like, if you don't have that mindset, definitely you should. I agree. That's a good one. Okay, let's see. Too many people caught up on the whole IQ thing. The IQ thing is not... actually, I remember the other book. It's called Peak. There's 2 books called Peak. There's a new one, not as good. There's an older book called Peak. I did a review on this channel. Really, really good book. It talks about IQs affecting chess players, actually, and that having a higher IQ would actually make it less likely that you'd become a master chess player. All right. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's a pretty good book, but it's not the best. That book changed my mindset, so I have to give that book credit. A lot of people don't like that book because they say, oh, Robert Kiyosaki. I don't care what he's doing. I care what he said. Okay, I care what, and this is the other thing, right? Don't necessarily, I mean, to some degree, like, you got to judge people by what their actions are, but people tend to be hypocritical, but that doesn't mean they're not wise, right? Because even wise people make mistakes, right? It doesn't mean they don't say, right? So, I mean, take a look at, like, for those of you that are religious, like Martin Luther did some arguably good things, right? Against oppression of the church at the time. But if you look at his actual writings, you'll see that he's a little bit nuts, right? A little bit of self-flagellation in there, and there's some crazy shit, okay? So you can take someone's ideas, all right, and not follow them down pits just because they're, you know what I mean? A lot of brilliant people have said a lot of brilliant things and done a lot of not brilliant shit. So there you go. I don't know how I got off on that, but let's see here. Is there some chemistry between you and chess? No, not really. I played a little bit, but man, we're arguing about do you still fast? Katie wants to know. Hey, Katie, you're in the man cave today. We're with the. Do you have your shirt off, Katie? Because we all got our shirts on. No. So, Katie, did I still fast? Yes, I still fast. I fasted today. In fact, this weekend I did a 3-day fast. So I stopped eating Friday night, and I fasted Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday until after my workout. Or basically during my workout, I take a shake now. But I did a full fast. It ran 10 miles during that fast, and I'm eating 1 meal a day right now. So and that's what my protocol is. So yeah. All right. Let's see. People are claiming sexual harassment. Oh, so many thin-skinned people. So many thin-skinned people. Life is going to be hard for you if you're thin-skinned. It really will. I promise you. Oh, here's a good question from Armchair Pundit. Hi, John. Girls, especially younger ones, tend to play hard to get quite a lot. How do you know when to be persistent and when to cut your losses? So this is kind of interesting. I did finish New Liberty. I finished it today. I did. It's awesome. I'm totally libertarian, 100% now. Except I do have one small issue, which I'll probably do a video on. But yeah. Oh, okay. So asking the question about the hard to get versus persistent. So persistence is this. Okay. Persistence is not like wearing your heart on your sleeve and being whiny and being like, oh, I really do love you. I really like, and chasing after and being needy. That's not persistence. Like, keep on doing that. That's creepy. Okay. Persistence is like, until I get an answer, I'm gonna keep on. It's like going up to a girl and saying, hey, what's up? And then she like walks around you, and you come back and you walk in front of her and you're like, hey, no, seriously, stop. What's up? Right? And then she's still, and then you still say, oh, come on, right? And you keep on like, that shows, that's persistence, right? But then she's like, look, I'm not interested. And then you're like, okay, cool, right? That's fine, right? And then you're done, right? You know, you're not creeping, you're not like, stalking, you're not doing any of that stuff. You're just persistent until you get the rejection, okay? Once you get it flat out, and you know there's no interest there, then you're done. That's the difference, okay? So that's the thing. I think a lot of guys get confused is they try to keep on, like, they think that somehow they're going to, by being super needy, being persistent and being super needy, that they're somehow going to, like, convince someone to feel like, okay, do you want pity? Do you want pity? No, you don't want pity, right? You see what I'm saying? And so if you do that, like, you're trying to, like, get pity. Like, do you want someone to be like some girl to be like, oh yeah, I totally pity you. So I'm gonna like go out on a date with you because I pity you. No, never, never. So I don't know, hopefully that answers your question, but it's a good question though, because I think there's a real confusion there. Like creepiness in is when you're doing it in a needy way and being like persistent, right? Because you hear persistence is good. It's when you're like, no, I want to answer. Like you tell me, like you know what I mean. It's being bold. It's like it's going out there and saying no. You're gonna have to tell me no, right? And then when no is no, but that's it, you know. So. If I were broke, girls don't like when you follow them. That's true. That's why you should run up in front and turn around. So you're not following. You run up in front, you turn around and say, hey, what's going on? Oh, slow down, ladies. Okay, so, John, if you were broke and unemployed, what would you do? If I were broke and unemployed, what would I do? Well, I think I would start a YouTube channel and start doing 5 videos a day. Because I'm broke, I'm fucking unemployed, I don't have anything better to do, I might as well make 5 videos a day, right? And in about a year, I'd be doing pretty good. All right, so that's one option. If I were broke and unemployed, what would you do? What would I do? Well, let's see. I would start going through the Kindle store and I'd look at what the most popular titles are in a lot of different nonfiction categories, and I would start buying all those, reading them. Well, I guess I'm broke, but it's still 99 cents, okay? And then I would start writing 10 to 20,000 word Kindle books, and I would pump out probably 2 a week. Probably, honestly, if I'm broke and unemployed, I'm pumping out 2 of those a week. I'd probably be making YouTube videos at the same time, okay? Let's see, if I'm broke and unemployed, what would I do? What would I do? What could I do? I would find someone that had a business, that was an entrepreneur, that I was reading their blog or maybe watching their channel or something, and I would figure out what I could do to improve their business in some way, and then I would start doing it. I wouldn't ask them, I wouldn't say, hey, can I work for you, hey, can I do something for you? I would just start doing it, and I'd get some kind of result for them, right? I can't tell you what it is because I'd have to examine it, and then I would show them what I did, and I'd say, check this out, and then I'd say, hey, I can do more of this for you, and see what happens. So there's a lot of things you could do, right? I mean, let's see. Let's say I didn't want to go down that road. Maybe I would, you know, I'd go and I'd figure out. So I'm broke and unemployed. Do I have education? If I have some kind of skill to market, I'm going to be knocking down doors. I'm going to be calling every single person I possibly know and asking them for an opportunity, right? So, all right. What else we got here? All right, Richard Field says, hey, John, recently found your channel. Love your vids. Just purchased your new book, and I can't wait to leverage the knowledge inside to help me with my new web development career. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. All right. Let's see. All right. I definitely consider myself a libertarian conservative, and I think you really addressed the whole manliness thing well. I've just really appreciated your videos about that. Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that, Rawwells14. Would you sacrifice your passive income to maintain a stable relationship? What kind of question is that? That's like a Batman, I'm thinking like you know the Batman thing where there's like you can only save one of them. It's either Robin or it's Catwoman. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of the scenario where that becomes the case. I suppose that. Yeah, I think it's too situational. So, do I have some fitness business? Not really. I mean, I do some coaching and stuff. I'll probably compete this year or maybe next year for a physique competition. I always wanted to do physique. I've never done physique. And I am putting out a fitness program. I will be putting one out. I know I keep on saying that. I stopped saying it because I'm trying to perfect it, though. And I think I've got it dialed in now. Okay, I've really been making huge improvements in my own physique since I started doing this new program. Since I modified it lately. And I think I've got it pretty much dialed in now. So I just got to finally finish getting ripped and then get the videos shot for it and put it all together. So let me see here. Have you ever met any gold digger? Yeah, plenty. All the time. Right? They're out there. But yeah, I don't know. That's they're out there. But I wouldn't just assume that people are gold diggers. I think that I wouldn't make that assumption. Thoughts on smart drugs? Oh, have I tried? Well, let me see. Have I tried to get Tim Ferriss on the channel? Yes. You know what? Here's how we get Tim Ferriss on the channel. So here's the thing. If every single one of you that wanted to see Tim Ferriss on the channel right now, that's watching now and that watches in the future, if all of you, okay, if all of you emailed the shit out of Tim Ferriss and left comments on his blog and said, you have to get on the Simple Programmer YouTube, you have to get John Sonmez to interview you, right? And you just pestered the hell out of him for, let's say the next 10 days, he would contact me and he'd get it on the channel. So it's you know, I've reached out to him, I've tried, and I'll continue to try, but that's how we make this shit happen, okay? So 6:33 a.m. in Egypt, and I have no idea what I'm doing here. I have no idea what I'm doing here without a shirt on, to be honest with you. I was like, I'm supposed to go take a shower. I'm like, I'm too lazy to go get a shirt. And, you know, there's already Shitstorm on my YouTube channel, so I'm like, fuck it. So, did I go to university? I went to Boise State for 1 year, and then I finished my degree online with a non-accredited school, just to get the paper. No tats. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting like a lion here. Like, so actually, I'll run this, give you guys a little preview of what I'm thinking about doing for tat. I know a lot of you are like, oh no, don't do tat. It's fine, but so there's this story. Okay, so if you're familiar, are you familiar with Hercules? Like what really happened with Hercules, like the origin of like the Hercules story, right? So I already talked about the shitstorm, Chris. You can see that earlier, or you can just look at my latest video and you can see. But so anyway, you know, Hercules, he was going down this path, and I can't tell the story perfectly. I want to do like a real like in-depth video on this because it's such an interesting concept. And so Hercules was going down this path, and it diverged. The path diverged, and on one side there was this like, you know, temptress saying that beautiful maiden, let's say, and you know she's all beautiful and you know she says you can have this life of, you take this path, you'll have this life of luxury and fantasy, and it'll be great and pleasure, and you'll never have pain or hardship in your life. Okay, and then there's the second path, and the second path, you know, another, I think, attractive female or something, but probably more rugged. I don't know. I'm making up some of the, because I don't have the full thing here, but this is the concept, okay? And she says basically something to the effect of, if you choose this path, all you're going to get is hardship. All you're going to get is torment. All you're going to get is just going to be fucking hard. It's just going to be pain. It's going to be sorrow. It's going to be fucking tough, right? And it's the only thing that you're going to get is glory. And which path did Hercules go down? He went down the fucking hard path. Because it's hard. Because it's hard. Because it's hard. That's what I want. The lion of the Nemean, or the Nemean lion, right? From Hercules. I want that on there. Hercules has always been like my hero, my role model, right? As a fictitious role model. But because of that, because he chose the fucking hard path because it was hard. That's like, I've always like lived my life based on that, right? And you don't understand why, right? It doesn't make sense. But there's something about that. There's something about knowing that you chose the hard path just because it was fucking hard. And that's, you know, that's, I want to represent that. That, like, if I'm going to represent something, right? So, there you go. Let's see what we got here. Do you plan to buy, in the future, buy supercars? I don't know. I might get like a Model 3. I'm not going to get the current Tesla, you know, whatever the expensive one, because I don't drive very much, so. Fabio says, your Golang course is pretty good. I'm learning a lot with it. Thanks, Fabio. I did that a long time ago, so I'm glad that it's still useful. All right. I'm going to have to leave pretty soon here. I am having a lot of fun, though. I should do these live streams more often because you guys are pretty awesome. Okay, and I like it. So where do I live in San Diego? I live in Pacific Beach, about 6 blocks from the beach. I go and run on the ocean every day, every other day. How did you develop your self-discipline? Was your self-discipline always strong? No, it wasn't always strong. Okay. How do you develop self-discipline? I'll tell you. Actually, you know what? I got a good answer for you. Okay, because there's a lot of ways to talk about how to develop self-discipline, but I'm going to give you the best way. What I think is the best way, which is this: is that most of us in life, what do? Is we break promises to ourselves. So our own word to ourselves doesn't mean shit. Okay, because we've done it before, because we said, I'm not going to, tomorrow I'm going to start the diet, today I'm going to hit the gym, all these things, right? Have you, put in the chat if you've broken promises to yourself, like all the fucking time, right? I'm going to see how many people, how you break promises to yourself all the fucking time. Put it in the chat, let me see it. I'll wait here, there's a little bit of a lag, but. Too much, right? All the time. Parker says, I hate it. Chris F says, RIP my promises. Okay, so you guys, you're right? Okay. Do you know when I break a promise to myself now? Never. Fucking never. Never. I don't care what it takes. If I say I'm going to fucking do something, if I say it to myself, I might even lie to someone else. But if I say it to myself, I fucking do it. Okay, I fucking do it. It doesn't matter if I'm running on a fucking treadmill at 12:30 a.m. and I haven't fucking slept for 2 days. I am fucking doing my run because I said I'm fucking doing it. Now, here's how you get there. Okay. Someone says I'm a liar. Well, whatever. You'll see. You'll see. Here's how you get there. Okay, because I used to lie to myself. Okay, I used to break promises to myself. I used to break commitments to myself. But what you do is you start making small commitments, okay? Small commitments. And you start, because you can't make big commitments. You've already broken, you don't have trust in yourself. You don't trust yourself. You understand what I'm saying? If you don't trust yourself, you can't have self-discipline. Does that make sense? If you don't trust yourself, you can't have self-discipline. So you got to restore trust in yourself first. How do you restore trust in yourself? You take a small step, you make a small commitment, a small promise, and you follow through on that, okay? And then you make a bigger one. And the more that you trust yourself, the more that you'll make more commitments to yourself, bigger commitments, and you'll follow through on them because you're not going to break the trust to the one person who's got your back all the fucking time, which is you. The only person you can count on in life, which is you. Okay? Once you trust yourself. And once you got a solid trust in yourself, once you and yourself are like this, you're tight. You don't fucking ruin that trust. You don't break that trust. And that's self-discipline is only, that's what it means. It means trusting yourself. It means 100% relying on when you say something to yourself, when you put your mind to something, you're going to fucking do it. So that's the thing. You got to trust yourself, but you can't just trust yourself. It doesn't just work like that. It's not like you snap your fingers and you trust yourself. You got to earn that trust, just like someone has to earn that trust from you. So you got to earn it from yourself. So that means you make a small commitment, you follow through on that shit, and then pretty soon you get to the point where you make fucking big commitments and you do not break that trust because it means everything to you, because your whole fucking life, because you realize that if you cannot trust yourself and you do not have self-discipline, you are not in control of your life. Circumstances, fate, someone else is. The whims of fortune are controlling your life, not you. But when you trust yourself, when you know what you say to yourself and what you put your mind to is what your body and your mind does, then you are in control of your fate, my friend. At least as much in control of your life as you possibly can be. So, there you go. That's my rant about that. And I was going to say, you know, I've got. If you want something as a reminder, I have a Trusted Process T-shirt. I made a Trusted Process T-shirt. Store.simpleprogrammer.com. Hey, you know, I got to plug my shit. So you can get a copy. You can get a shirt. They look really good, especially if you got a build, right? So there you go. All right, Let me see. I think I got time for maybe like one more question. And then, well, thank you. AB Tech Tip says, really say thank you for your advice. Appreciate that. Oh, how many hours of sleep? Let's knock that one out of the way. Hours of sleep. As many as you need. Okay? I've talked about this a little bit on the channel, but I'll tell you this, that you're not going to be effective without much sleep. Like, take from other parts of your life. Take the time from other parts of your life, but not from your sleep, because you're gonna need the sleep. Now, there's times when you go without sleep, but I'm typically sleeping 7-8 hours. I'll sleep 9 if I can. Right? I physically can't sleep usually 9 or more, but I would if I could, because I realize how important that is. Okay, and I didn't realize it earlier in my life, but now I certainly do. It affects a lot of things in your life. So, if you're sleeping 10 hours a night, brother, that's good. Just make the most of the other 14 hours. That's, you know, that's good. You're getting good sleep. I think that's a good thing. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? So, I used to have a different opinion on that, but I think sleep is good. All right, I'm going to let Rachit, I was just, because he's so persistent. Rachit, he wants to know, I want to work as Google as a SDE. What should I learn except coding? Well, okay, I'll give you one piece of advice, okay? First of all, some soft skills, because you're spamming the chat message with all these smiley faces and whatnot, and that's not, like, the best way, right? I mean, it worked in this case, but only as an example, right? You're like, what is it? You know, Jim Rohn said your life can be an example. It will either serve as an example of what not to do, or will be an example to follow, or something like that. And essentially, like, right now you're doing the opposite one. So here's what I'd say. Okay, definitely get the book, like Cracking the Coding Interview, and learn how to pass one of those coding interviews. That's going to be the biggest thing with like something like a Google or an Apple or Microsoft or Facebook. They're going to ask you some ridiculous, you know, technical coding interview questions, and that's how they screen people. That's just how they do it. So that's what I'd say. But you're gonna have to, but read Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's gonna help you personally. You know, I'm not trying to be mean, but honestly, like, you need to learn how to influence people. Honestly, how to really influence people, and it's not gonna be just like constantly, you know, being brash. It's not gonna work. So, okay. He was persistent. The persistence is good. The persistence part of that is good. Okay, you're right. He was persistent until he got an answer, but he was spamming. He wasn't trying different tactics. Like, doing the same thing over and over again is not persistence. Persistence. Okay. So this. Okay. Let me paint this picture for you. This is good. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to do it, but okay. So here's a picture. Okay, this is not persistence. This is not the valuable persistence. Okay, so there's a wall in front of you. Okay, and you're like, how the fuck do I get over the wall? So you're like, I think I should run up to the wall and fucking bash my head against it. Oh, it didn't work. I should do it again. And I'm being persistent, right, John? I'm being persistent. You said being persistent is good, so you keep on doing that. Okay, that's not persistence. That's stupidity. That's insanity, right? What's the definition of insanity? I don't even need to tell you. You guys know, right? So persistence is, there's a wall in front of me. I tried bashing my head against it. That shit didn't work. Maybe I could go around it. Maybe I could climb over it. That didn't work. Maybe I could get a bomb and blow it up. That didn't work. You see what I'm saying? Like, trying different things until you get past the obstacle. Not doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Okay, that's the difference. John is high as hell. No, brother, not. I'm high in life. I honestly do not. You know why? I don't take drugs because it's a crutch. I don't need like something to lift my mood. I don't even drink alcohol, hardly ever, because it's a crutch. I don't need something to complete me, to make me like. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't need, and again, I don't care if you do it. I'm not from a moralistic standpoint. Fuck it. I don't care if you do it. But I don't want anything assisting me. I don't want help. Okay? I want to live my life on my terms. And if I got fucking shit and problems I got to deal with, I want to deal with them. I don't want someone coming in and helping me. Right? Does that make sense? Or I don't want any kind of crutch. I don't want any kind of anything. I guess what I'm saying is I don't want anything making things easier on me, right? I don't take painkillers when I'm in pain. I know that's a little extreme, but all right. What do we got here? But for you guys, I mean, you know, if you do, but I'll give you my opinion on it. Should drugs be legalized? Absolutely, sure. It's you know, I'll give you the libertarian type of viewpoint on it. Fuck, I don't care. Why should you infringe on someone else's right? They're not harming anyone else. Let them do whatever they want, right? Fine, it's fine. But I'm telling you, right? Because you're watching this channel. Don't fucking waste your time and your fucking money. What the fuck? And make yourself weak. Stupid, right? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like, I'm just telling you, it doesn't make sense. Like, you want to succeed in life, you want to be successful and all this stuff, right? Fucking put your hand to the plow. Don't like, you don't need crutches, right? You don't need something to make you break out of your social awkwardness, right? Just fucking man up and do it. Do I ever drink? Basically, no. I mean, every once in a while I have a drink, but like, you're talking like maybe like once every 2 months or something like that. So, because I don't want something that's going to help me, right? I'll be the life of the party without drinking, right? So this is what you guys think I'm high all the time or something when I'm recording videos, because I don't need to. I don't need to. I could just like up my state. I can up my energy level when I choose to do it, not because some drug or some, you know, alcohol is making me act like a crazy. I'm just fucking crazy myself. So, all right, let's do one more question because it's getting close to 10 o'clock my time, and then I'm actually going to take a real shower. Okay, and then shirts off. Thursday will be over, and yeah. So, hey, Rachit, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. And you know what? I'm gonna give it to you, Rachit, because you said thanks for taking time to reply to me. Made my day. And you know what? I gave you a little bit of harsh love. Okay, I really did, and you fucking took it, and you said thank you. So you know what? I have a higher opinion of you, man. I do. Respect to you. Seriously. All right. Let's see. I'm looking for a good. Can I stream the shower? They come from incredibly gay. No, not gonna stream the shower. You got to pay on the paid YouTube channel for that. All right, so I'm gonna look for a good question here, and then that'll be it. And I promise I'll do some more of these live streams. So, all right. Hey Jason, what's up, man? What's up, my friend? What is the okay? So Jason says, well, I'll do like a two-parter question here, because there's a quick one. Rich Show says, do you masturbate, John? No. 100% no. 2 years ago, yes. Now, no. 100% no. You don't have to believe me, but it's true. I've got some videos on that. You can check out you look on porn or masturbation on my channel, and that explains how and why. But Jason's got a great question here, okay? I don't have a paid YouTube channel yet. He wants to know... You guys are funny. All right. He wants to know what was the best investment I ever made. Okay. Well, I mean, the best investment I ever made was this. It's pretty clear, I think, obviously here, is that I spent a year of my life busting ass making like 36 Pluralsight courses in 1 year. Just like the most, like investing my time and energy. I mean, working 80, 90-hour weeks, probably more than that on some weeks, just busting out for basically like putting my heads down for like 2.5 years of just fucking grinding it out. Just grinding it out like nobody's business. And that set me up for a lot of what I'm able to do now. Right, it accelerated me paying off my real estate. It was you know, it was a huge sacrifice. It was a huge investment. I mean, it's not necessarily a monetary investment, but anytime we invest our resources, our time, that's an investment. And so, and there's a thing here, right? You know, I think what I'll say about this, and this will be my last tirade here, which is this: is that you're not going to avoid the hard work. You're not going to avoid the grind, the fucking grind. You got to learn to like love the grind, because the way that success happens is it usually happens after a period of a really fucking hard sacrificial grind. Right. And, you know, I would have been able to get where I was had I not there, because at that time there were a bunch of Pluralsight authors. Like there was like maybe like 50, I think at the time, actually. So there wasn't, but those same authors, they had the same opportunity I had right there, but they didn't bust ass. Right. So, I mean, some of them did good and some of them did a lot of courses, but you got it. Like, that's the difference, right? You know what I mean? That's the difference between millions and nothing, right? It's like, you're going to have to take some period of time, right? Everyone's going to have this time. Everyone that you think of someone who's successful, and they will tell you about that 2-year period of their life or whatever it was, where they were just grinding it out, just busting ass, right? Just their life sucked to some degree, right? And so just remember that. Like, when are you going to do that? What point are you going to do that in your life? Do it sooner than later. Do it sooner than later, right? When I think back on it, I'm like, fuck, man, I can't do that now. I mean, I could, but you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad I got that part of my life over with. You see what I'm saying? So if you're there now, if you haven't had that yet, like, stop fucking around. Go and do it, right? And get the grind done so that you can kind of cruise. You got to push the boulder up the hill, and then when it gets on the other side, then it rolls down. Then it's got momentum. Jason has a real quick follow-up question. Follow up on your answer. What did you focus paying off first? Your props, credit card, debt, house? Credit card debt. If you have credit card debt, pay that off first. Absolutely. Highest interest rate stuff, you pay off first. I don't care what's his name says. What's his name? He's good. I mean, he's got a lot of good financial advice, but I don't care. I can't remember his name now. He's, you know, the famous radio guy on the cut your credit cards up. So someone's going to say it here because they know what I'm talking about. But anyway, highest interest rate first. Dave Ramsey. Yeah, I like him. He's a great guy. But I disagree with him on this. Okay. Dave Ramsey says some different things on it, but you got to pay off your highest interest rate first. Okay. If you can't trust yourself, right? And this is the thing. If you can't trust yourself to do this, you're doomed to failure anyway, right? It doesn't make sense. Like, forget the debt consolidation, all this shit. Pay off the highest interest rate first, right? Do it as strategically as possible. That's what makes the most sense. Okay? So, no, I can't extend the live stream. I got to go. I really do. I didn't even plan this. So, all right, guys. So, I do have one simple request, okay? Let's show those fuckers on that whine about my video begins at, right? This is why I initially did the live stream, was to talk about this, but it's boring. Let's not talk about this shit. But I've one request. If you like this, if you got some value out of this live stream, let's go on the video begins at video, right? The one where there's Shitstorm, where people massively downvoted this. Fucking upvote it, and fucking let's put some positivity on that. Let's spin this, okay? Let's show them what some positivity, like people that actually believe in their future and believe in people and actually want to improve themselves. Let's show them that we're out there, that you guys are out there. That's all I ask, okay? I just want to show them that there are people that don't think this way, that don't think negatively like this. All right? The video is, if you just search for video begins at, don't do that. It's my last video it was published today. My latest video. If you just look at my latest video, okay? It does exist. The video exists. Here, I'll post the link in the channel. Hold on. Let me see here, just because. Okay, this should be the one. This one here, right? That link should work. Yep, that's the one. Okay, so show some nipples. Yes, I will. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you next time.